Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel where we discuss everyday issues and take another look, aka my perspective on a particular topic. And today we are discussing Married at First Sight season 12. In the beginning of this show, within the first couple episodes, I obviously noticed, just like everybody else, how all of these couples are completely opposite, at least two or three. Then, as I got to watching it a little bit longer and analyze a little bit what was going on, I realized every single couple on here has been mismatched. And I think it is horrible. And I think that it's possible that maybe this is just a social experiment, but if these are real people and they are not actors and actresses, that this is taking advantage just for the sake of making money and publicly humiliating people. And I don't like it one bit. But let's dive into each couple, and I'm just going to give my perspective. All right, guys, so we're going to start off with Vince and Brianna. So, Vincent and Brianna look nice together. They complement each other. She's beautiful, beautiful skin, nice white teeth, put together, speaks well. And then you have Vince, who is Dominican, I guess, tall, which is what she wanted, and seems like a nice guy. So on the surface, they look nice, picturesque, they look quite nice, but underneath, there are some issues here. Okay. So the first issue I see is that Vince makes less money. He tends to be a little bit of a sensitive guy, and I don't believe that Vince knows how to communicate his needs very well. Okay. Brie is an engineer. She makes good money. She's straightforward. She has taken on the notion that she is quote unquote bossy, and she has no problem with that. The problem that I see with this issue or with this relationship is that they probably will not make it. And the reason I say that is because when you have a successful woman who deals with a man who is an entrepreneur just starting out and he's in this predicament, she probably feels like there's not much that he can do for her but make her feel good sexually and maybe intellectually. And I think that's going to be a problem in the long run. I feel like she's going to continue to emasculate him, and the only thing that will get them out of this is if they have a baby together and he takes over the household and she sees that he can be the quote unquote man that she needs. And that's just my opinion. I don't know. I do feel like Vince, looking at past seasons, has realized that a lot of the women that come on the show are successful and they just want a partner, and they've had bad luck in the past, and that maybe this is somebody that they will match him with that can support him, either financially, and emotionally during his process. And I think it might backfire on Vince a little bit. When it comes to Brie, I think Brie probably just has not found the right partner, hasn't found a man that can give her the looks, the good D, and be financially stable enough to handle her. And at the end of the day, this is what you get. So I don't think that this is a good match, but we will see what happens. So the next couple I want to talk about is Jake and Haley. So Jake and Haley are, average looking people in my opinion. I think that Haley is nice looking. She has beautiful teeth. She's tall. Jake is, looks like a meathead, but he's got some quirks about him as well. Uh, I do believe that Haley thinks that she is more than what she actually is. Yes, Haley is nice to look at, but she doesn't seem to have much of a personality, in my opinion. And she came on the show looking for somebody to complete her, and Jake is just not it. She did not have an immediate attraction to him, and I believe that she had sex with him to see if her feelings would change. And unfortunately, they did not. I don't believe that Jake was able to deliver what she needed in order to get over the fact that she is not instantly attracted to him. Jake, I believe, came off as pretty arrogant. He thought that he was all of that. And he kept talking about the looks of the person and not knowing what she would look like, and was worried that he wouldn't be attracted to her. But then it was flipped on him, and Haley is not attracted to him, which I think is just instant karma, because when you get married and you decide to settle down with somebody, it's really is, at the end of the day, it's not about the looks all the time. Okay, it's about the inner person and how they make you feel and what both can contribute to the relationship. um I don't know if this is going to work. I don't see a huge problem in Jake being an 80s fan. To me, if I were Jake's other half, I would think it was somewhat cool, because that would give me ideas as far as holidays and gifts and things like that. Okay, I know he's in the 80s. Let me see what he doesn't have. I can spring this on him, or we can do 80s parties, and that would be cool. But she didn't look at it like that. She looked at it as okay, this guy's outdated. He's really into the 80s, and this is just another thing added to the fact that I'm just not attracted to him at all. So I don't know if they're going to make it. I think if Haley brings it down a notch and can humble herself enough, she can find things in Jake that she can admire. Now, the fact that he only eats steaks and eggs every day would be annoying as AF, but I don't know with this couple. I'm not sure what's going to happen with them, but to me, this was a mismatch. I think Haley should have been matched with something, or with someone rather, maybe a little taller, maybe a little more handsome, if you will, or at least a little bit more personality. I feel like they both have weird, awkward personalities and don't necessarily know how to express themselves. And so, therefore, you have this train wreck. So, we will see with that one. Okay, so now we have Clara and Ryan. This one is a little annoying. Um, I think that Ryan and Clara don't match at all. Even just them side by side, they do not complement each other well at all. I believe that Ryan is somewhat confused, and it shows a lot. I think that Clara is still finding herself and is not confident in who she is, and literally needs somebody to make her whole. And that is never a good way to go into a relationship. You have to be completely confident and whole within yourself before you can even add value to anybody else, or add more value than you already have to your own life. And I think that Clara likes Ryan. I think she likes the look of him, but she's finding out that Ryan is not necessarily all that he cracks up to be. Ryan is a black male, but portrays himself as a white male. Hence the straightening of the hair and the way that he speaks. And there's nothing wrong with that. Um, Everybody grows up a certain way. They surround themselves with certain people, and they identify in certain ways. Ryan has not said straight out, I see myself as a white guy, but his mannerisms and the things that he speaks of kind of denotes that, and that's fine. It is what it is. Everybody has their taste and how they conduct themselves in life. But I think that Clara is seeing that Ryan is not being himself, and I think that's going to be an issue. At one episode, she stated that we've had a lot of evolving conversations, and I honestly thought that she would say that I don't know where this is going, but I'm here for the ride. And she put it out there in her confessional that it's been tough. So I think she's learned a lot of things during this situation, and she's still in it for the long haul. The fact that Ryan has not had sex with Clara is very interesting. I would like to further see how this is going to turn out because I'm not understanding. Like, if you're attracted to her and she's there, why not? She's willing to give it up and you're not taking it. I'm totally confused. I'm totally confused as far as that is concerned. Um, Ryan is just not what he puts out to be. He puts out to be this well put together person, but then when you go to his home, everything looks neat and in the place. But then when you open up drawers and closets and things like that, you start to see what it really is. And I think Clara is noticing that, and it's not going to be good at the end of the day. um, Clara needs somebody who is confident in themselves, which will bring out the confidence in her. So, in that aspect, I think that this was not a good match. But as I said before, we shall see. Next up, we have Virginia and Eric. This couple here is really what makes me feel like the experts were smoking crack during the pandemic because they were just bored and said, "Hey, let's play a trick on everybody and just, put the worst people that should be together." And that's what they did with Virginia and Eric. I feel like this was a disservice to both of them, and it's horrible. I don't know. They said they had hours of discussion and questionnaires that they went through, and there's no way Stevie Wonder will put these two together. You have Eric, who is a pilot who is gone half of the year, 15 days out of the month because he's flying, making that good money. And then you have Virginia, who is an account consultant or account scheduler or whatever, who likes to party 4 days out of the week. And when she's not partying those 4 days, she's still getting her drink on, okay? You decide to put a young 20 something with an established 30-year something and think that that is going to work. Where on God's green earth would that ever work? Eric is considered a conservative. He has conservative values and morals. And then you have this young, free spirit who is obviously not ready for marriage. Why on earth would this occur? Only to just irritate the viewers. And that's what I'm feeling here. You know, Eric, he's gone half of the time. So he doesn't know what his partner is doing while he's gone. So of course he's going to set out these guidelines and stipulations and say, "Hey, this is what I expect. This is what I don't expect." You're not going to be spending time at your male friends' homes after you've been drinking out all night. No, I expect for you to go to work, come home, eat dinner, watch TV, and fall asleep like everybody else does. Not be out partying and drinking, doing God knows what with God knows who, while I'm out flying in the friendly skies. No. So I totally understand where he's coming from. I mean, yeah, it may be a little overbearing, it may be a little annoying, but I mean, these are the things that the experts should have asked. Hey, what do you expect out of a wife? What do you expect her role to be? And then you go to Virginia and she's like, "I like to party." Okay, so how the F do you match these two together? It makes absolutely no sense. Were they thinking, okay, we'll get a party girl with a straight laced guy and maybe he can tame her or maybe she can bring the fun out of him? Absolutely not. Listen, at the end of the day, and I know I've said this quote too many times. I don't like the phrase "at the end of the day," but it fits here, okay? Opposites do not attract. They attract in the first maybe 30 days. After that, all hell goes loose. You cannot put two totally opposite people together and expect a miracle. And this is a travesty. And I feel bad for Eric and I feel bad for Virginia because Virginia should have never been on the show. She's not ready. She's never been ready. And it's completely wrong. That's my take. Now we will save the best for last, Mr. Chris and Miss Paige. These two, I don't know if the experts knew what would happen with these two. I do believe that they saw two successful young Black people and thought that they would be okay. I do believe that when you are matchmaking, that appearance is a big part of it, and they failed in that aspect. Men are visual, period, point blank. Women are too. We like to see something nice and it gets our attention, yes, but we are more intellectual. If you can stimulate our minds, that is what's going to make us love you and like you a little bit more. In this aspect, they put two people together that had no business being together. And to me, this was the ultimate travesty. I think this couple here is the epitome of their lack of intellect when it comes to matching. And I think it's horrible. And I believe that Paige is going to need a lot of therapy after this because she has been publicly humiliated. I wanted to believe that Paige was an actress and that this was going to be her debut and that she's going along with this just for show. But as I'm watching more and more, Paige is very vulnerable. Paige does not have enough esteem in herself to know when somebody is using her and manipulating her. And I think it's sad and I feel bad for her. I believe that Chris is just being himself, not an excuse, but I believe Chris has been able to get away with a lot based on his wordplay and that he has been able to do this with women who fall for it. I feel bad for his child's mother. I feel bad for Paige. And I feel bad for him because karma is a bee and it's going to all come back on him. I don't like the fact that Paige uses God as a reason to why she is still hanging in there. God would never, ever tell you or speak to you in a way to where you would have to belittle yourself and give in to someone so heinous as Chris. The man literally said he stopped pastoring because it wasn't bringing in any money. So his objective was to make money and not to save souls. Were you not listening, experts? Were you not listening, Paige? This is horrible. And I just hope at the end of the day that there are not young women out there as beautiful and as bright and educated and successful as Paige looking at this thinking that this is all God's will. This is absolutely not God's will, and I rebuke it right now. So that's my take on the episodes and this season of Married at First Sight. If you agree or don't agree, please put a comment down below. Let me know what you think, how you feel about it. I would like to know other people's perspectives and how you feel about the couples and whether you think the experts did a good job or not. But until then, you guys take care. I love you all. God bless.